Hey, hey, hey. Okay, so we're going to do a short one tonight. This is going to be on an American serial killer named Tony Alvin Abels. He was born December 28th, 1954. Now, he's known as an American serial killer, but they couldn't charge him with two murders that they suspected him of killing these two victims. He was involved with one of them, but there wasn't enough physical evidence to prove that he is the one that murdered her. Now, he had been convicted prior to two additional cases, and he served some time in prison, but then got out on, I guess, good behavior or something. It's weird. So I'm just going to get into it and let you listen to the story. So he was convicted of multiple homicides in Tampa Bay area. Now, he was officially convicted of two murders, and he was linked through DNA evidence in 2006 to two additional cases. In 1983, he was accused of killing an 84-year-old Adeline McLaughlin and the 1987 death of his 31-year-old girlfriend, Deborah Kaiser. Now, despite their romantic involvement, Abels was not charged with killing Kaiser, nor has he been charged with or tried for killing McLaughlin's murder. He is currently serving a life sentence for the 1990 murder of another girlfriend who was 48 years old, Marlene Burns. Now, I think this man had a temper. The way that I see it is if he didn't get what he wanted, he was going to either take it or forcefully make you do what he wanted you to do. Now, Tony Alvis Abels, at the age of 16 in 1970, was involved in a robbery in St. Petersburg, Florida. And now, during this robbery, he ended up killing a man. So he was arrested and in 1971 pled guilty to first-degree murder. So he was already received a life sentence. Now, I don't know why, but they let him out 12 years after serving just 12 years. And he was released on parole in 1983 and found an employment as a construction worker. So he was free after already being charged with murder. And so he was able to do it again easily. 5 months after his release on June 25th, 1983, Abels entered an apartment of an 83-year-old Adeline McLaughlin and retired widow from Worcester, Massachusetts. He broke in through a window, and McLaughlin was suffocated with a pillow in her own apartment that was being burglarized. Now, the incident surprised the neighbors and tenants who described McLaughlin as a reserved and yet friendly elderly lady. So pretty much she would have given anything if she had it and you just asked for it. And on February 14th, 1987, Deborah Kaiser, a 31-year-old woman from Monastery, California, was sexually assaulted and murdered. Now, Kaiser was last seen making a phone call from a payphone in front of an apartment building, and a bystander came across her body along a path that was closed to Roster Park Bridge. She was only dressed in a blouse and a jacket, and she had bruises all over her legs, and her blue jeans were found near her body, but not on her body. Although Abels was romantically involved with this man, or was romantically involved with Kaiser at the time, he was not arrested as a suspect in murder. I don't understand that considering he'd already been charged with murder, but I guess they had to take their appropriate steps. And like I said, they never eventually formally charged him with the murder of either one of these ladies. I don't know how, but I don't know. I guess justice didn't get served in this case. On June 4th, 1990, Abels was actually involved in a physical altercation with his roommate, a 40-year-old Marlene Burns. Now, which resulted in her death. And I'm starting to see kind of a pattern, if you ask me. Now, during the incident, Burns was pushed down the stairs and she was subsequently beaten and kicked. And witnesses saw Abels leaving the apartment, wiping blood off of his hands. They had already called police because of the domestic violence and how they were already hearing things going on. So the police were already on their way. And when the police arrived, they arrested Abels on the spot and later charged him with first-degree murder, holding him without bail. And the Peninsula County Jail. Now, here's my thing. So that's what now? Four people? Because it's the elderly lady, her boyfriend, his supposedly girlfriend, his roommate, plus the person when he was younger. I think if he's got to be in an altercation, it's going to end up in murder because he doesn't know when to stop. And I think that seems like a very dangerous person when he's angry. Now, in January of 1992, Tony Alvin Abels was convicted of her murder, of Marlene Burns' murder. And the jury recommended the death sentence in an 8-4 vote. But Judge Bob Barker overrode the recommendation and sentenced Abels to life in prison. The decision was based on Abels' mental health issues. Now, this was supposed to be supported by testimony from his brother, Anthony, who indicated that the difficult childhood, including abusive behavior by their father, led to their mother's departure from the family, likely contributing to his mental state. Now, the murder of Adeline McLaughlin and Deborah Kaiser remains unsolved until 2006 when homicide detectives submitted Abels' DNA to the Florida Department Law Enforcement. The DNA matched the evidence found at both of their bodies. Although Abels was not charged with Kaiser's murder, officials consider the case closed. He was officially booked on McLaughlin's murder, but has not yet been charged. So according to police Major Michael Pruitz, there is a strong possibility that Abels may be connected to other unsolved crimes. Okay, so let me get this straight. He murdered all these people, possibly even more. They are just going to let it go because he's already in jail for prison. In prison for life. So I guess it's not really a hurry type thing. And they're just going to say case closed because he's already in prison for life and he's not getting out. But is that really justice for their families? Is that, case closed for their families? Or do you think that their families actually deserve a trial for him to be charged with certain murders? Or do you think that they should just let it go? I really want to know kind of what y'all think on this one, because that one kind of really bothers me, I guess, because in a way, yes, he's already, serving what he could, even if he is charged with those murders, but I would want it on case record, at least saying, yes, he murdered them, he did this, he did that, and actually be, shown that he killed them. I want to know what you think, though. Let me know and get back to me. Thanks. Bye.